Hello, master traders and money magnets. This is your Uncle Charters. It's so great to see you guys. And it looks like the SPY continued its upside. And it's very, very close to the 50 daily moving average. I wrote in my Discord, overall lean. I wrote for SPY in my Discord, general lean. My overall lean is the same as yesterday. And yesterday my lean was bullish. I wrote SPY is still in breakout mode and on the daily chart. And after 4 green days in a row, yesterday SPY decided to take a breather. If it's done resting, it wants to be bullish. 551, 552.5, 554, and especially 555.4 fib level must clear to give us more upside. If 549.6 fails again as support, then like yesterday, 548, 546, 545 and lower would be in play. So we look at the 15-minute chart because the 15-minute chart is what I use to day trade intraday. And we look at the first candle of the day, the 9:30 candle. Where did it open? It opened around 548.9. So it was below my 549.6 level. So when that happens, you just look at the next level, okay? 549.6 was resistant. 548 was support. In this case, you see what this candle did. It cleared 549.6, which I wrote in my SPY update room. 548-ish held as support, and 549.6 cleared, putting 551 in play, then 552.5 above. No puts unless 549.6 or 548 fail as support. You guys can see what happened. It bounced, cleared 549.6, and it shot all the way up to 552.7 before we started pulling back a little bit, hit 549.6 as support, recaptured 551, smashed 552.5 again. We chop, midday chop. We get like a little trend move. Some moves are bigger than the others, but we get a little trend move in the morning, midday chop, followed by afternoon trading. Afternoon trading was pretty nice in my opinion. I was watching this trend line here to see if we was going to get like some rising wedge situation. It kind of happened, teased the heck out of the bears in my opinion. Broke back below 552.5, hit 551 for a level-to-level move. But in my opinion, you had to be really fast for this. If you watched the intraday, it was fast. So if you caught it, congratulations. But if you didn't, you know, it happens. From there, when you miss a setup, what do? Do you chase? Absolutely not. You wait for the next setup because it's always another setup, guys. It's always another setup, you know? And you can see in hindsight now, we recaptured 552.5. I think I alerted this in the Discord as well. This was like around 1:15 to 1:30. Yeah, right around there, 1:38 p.m. when I wrote strong bounce off the 551 level and clearing 552.5. As long as above, 554 and 555.5 for the gap fill is in play. You guys can see it worked out pretty well. We cleared 552.5 and we actually went for the gap fill. But once we hit that gap fill, this was the gap fill from April 2nd, which I'll show you on the daily chart. Once we hit that gap fill, it just consolidated and it went nowhere from there. So in my opinion, it was a decent tradable day. It wasn't the best tradable day. There was a lot of trappy move in the midday. Yeah, a lot of people get caught up in that midday trappy stuff, you know. But just something that we can keep in mind for the future is SPY has a tendency to start chopping and getting trappy in the midday. So, and then comes the afternoon move. I mean, it depends. All I can do is I just hope you guys, you know, came out green. As many people came out green. And if you didn't, hopefully you were able to cut loss. Because always remember there's another setup. And the sooner you cut loss, when you keep your losses small, it's easier to recover. When you make your losses big, you know, you don't cut loss soon enough or whatever the case may be, it makes it a lot harder to recover. So you can, that's one thing a way I try to look at respecting my stop loss to encourage me to cut loss, because it can be difficult to admit when you're wrong and you know, and take a loss. It's very difficult. But all you can do is train your subconscious mind and try to make respecting your stop loss a good thing. But like I said, on the daily chart, we cleared that multi-month trend line. We had a gap fill from April 2nd. That's filled. We need a break above it, close above it. You know, get back in the pre-gap level, 555.5, get above that. And I have the next resistance at 558. But then we have the 50 daily moving average, which is around 559.8. It's sloping downwards, guys. Can the Bears gonna need to step up? I mean, we have the RSI. We're approaching overbought territory. We're getting to a critical level here. Bears need to step up there. But as usual, guys, we don't trust a rejection unless it's strong enough to break down support. What I'm saying is we need the false breakout setup. And the way things are looking, it's looking kind of bullish. So Bears really need that false breakout setup. As usual, I'm going to give you guys the bear case and the bull case. And I hope you guys stick with me. So from here, guys, I do have some new fib levels. Okay, I started from April 9th high, down to April 21st low. Okay, so SPY's around 554 right now. Today's high was around 555.45. I'm around it to 0.5, which was one of my levels anyways. So tomorrow, I mean, if we clear 555.5, I do have 558 in the 50 daily moving average. I'm going to round it up to 560, guys, because, I mean, if we clear 560, we also get above the 50, okay? So those are the pivot levels I'll be referencing. 555.5, 558, and 560. Remember, we broke out that multi-month trend line. So if we are to continue and get more upside, those are the levels that must clear. And getting above the 50 daily moving average would be a massive, massive win for the bulls. Okay, it would be a massive, massive win for the bulls. But that's the bull case scenario. Bear case scenario, we got to break down 554, 552, 550. I do have a fib level though at 548.6. Okay, in my opinion, that's the equilibrium level, whether to be short term, whether to be bullish or bearish in the short term. Okay, so I mean, we start breaking down support, especially that 548.6 level. I would definitely favor a deeper pullback down to 540. Now, 540 for tomorrow is a fib level, but it's also based on the multi-month trend line because remember it's sloping down. So breakout, well, based on that trend line is at 540. So if bears want a massive macro level false breakout setup, 540 is the level they need to break down to possibly send SPY to previous pivot lows below 500 or even new lows below 480. That would be a crazy, crazy move to the downside. But that would not be possible unless we start breaking down support levels. Like I said, 554, 552, 550. And the critical level, 548.6, 547, 545, all the way down to 540. Below 540, bears take back control. As of right now, bulls have control, guys. And recapturing the 50 daily moving average would be a massive, massive win. Triple Q also is looking bullish. The next level I have for Triple Q right now is 475 and 477. If those levels clear, guys, more upside is possible. 480, 483, all the way up to 488 and 490 would be my targets, okay? Now, I have this purple trend line. We recently broke out of it last Friday. Treated it like support yesterday. Show a bit of bullish follow-through. If we already get that macro level, false breakout, a bunch of support levels must fill, obviously. 473, 471.5, 470. I have a fib level around 468-ish. But based on that trend line, 465 is the level. Below 465 is when bears take back control. That is when bears take back control below 465. Otherwise, above, still overall bullish, and clearing 475 and 477 would be bullish follow-through. And look at that. The 50 daily moving average is around there too. So above 477, 480, and 483 is a recapture of the 50. That would be very bullish. NVDA, getting a bit of chop here, but I don't think the chop's going to last much longer. I do have some new fib levels, okay? So as of right now, support is at 107.5. I have the next resistance at 109 and 110.8. 110.8 is a fib level, but also the breakout of this downtrend line. Above that would be very bullish. 115 into the 120 area would definitely be a target. Okay, gap fill around the 120 area. If we are to get bearish, 107.5 must fail to put 105, 102.7, 99.7, 97, and 95 all in play as my target. Possibly even lower than 95. Imagine this was an M pattern playing out, guys. That would be nasty. All the way back down to 86 area. Whew. Tesla, still looking fairly bullish right now after breaking out that multi-month trend line. Inside candle setup as well, okay? If we clear the high of the mother candle, which is around 294.8, well, I have levels at 292 and 295. We break out those levels, guys, I would be very bullish on Tesla, okay? 290, 292, 295. 290, 292, 295. We break out those levels, we're bullish, especially based on the inside candle setup that we have here, all right? If we are to get bearish, 288, 286.5, and 285 must fail to put those lower targets in play. 280, 277, 275 would be targets with 272.4-ish below. Now, when do we get back to being bearish or calling the top? When we get that false breakout setup. Remember, we broke out that multi-month trend line, so breaking back below it would be bearish. Bears take back momentum, control. That requires Tesla to get back below the 272 level. If it does, I will be bearish again. Okay. Now, if we clear 290, 292 tomorrow, bullish. Putting 295 in play, and above 295, I would be bull biased. Coin consolidating, building liquidity here for a big move. I don't know if it's gonna come tomorrow, but I believe a big move is incoming. Okay, especially with how tight today's range was. Okay, coin is usually a volatile ticker symbol, and when I see the volatility drop this much, I can only believe that pretty soon a big move is incoming. Okay, now we got to be ready by knowing the levels and setups. If the big move is to be bullish, 207 must clear. Okay, that will put 210, 211.6, 214, 216, 220 or higher in play. All right, but we need to clear 207 first. Now, if we are to get bearish, got to break below 204. That's the 5-daily moving average. Break that down. I think we can drop all the way back down to the 200. Maybe retest the 50-daily moving average around the 195, 196 area. And there's a good chance we drop even further down than that. Either way, I believe a big move is incoming. 207, 210, and 211.6 clears, bullish. But if we start dropping, breaking down support level, okay, 205, 203, 200, bearish. And here is the VIX. It sucks seeing the VIX drop like this, in my opinion, because it measures volatility. I want lots of volatility in the market. So to see the VIX drop, I'm not very happy about it, but we can't argue with the price action. If we are to get bullish, 25.7, 28, 30, and 31.4, once again, must clear. And if 23 fails tomorrow, then we are dropping a lot lower. Guys, I love you guys. You guys are money magnets. Don't ever forget it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.